Welcome to Diddle Me This. My name is Liz, and I'm your host. And joining me is Marvin.
Hi, what's up?
And Amanda.
Hello.
And I started this podcast because I'm super unqualified, but I have a lot of opinions, and I just wanted to rant and have people be forced to listen to me rant. Yeah? Okay, so we watched the first 3 episodes, and I have, no energy left to rant about that show because I've said everything I hated about it for hours.
What did you say from the other podcast?
Well, I shitted on Marvin in episode 2.
Tell me?
Wait, why?
Without him there, I was shitting on Marvin.
What'd you say?
I mean, what else was new about it?
I had a lot to say about how you were like, oh, Hollywood doesn't know how to write. If Hulu bought the show, there's no rating restriction. There's no airing during family time or prime time restriction. Hulu could just do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And that's why I kept bringing up all these other shows. Netflix has all these Marvel shows, The Defenders, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Daredevil, now Punisher, and they don't have to worry about children watching at a certain time or families being upset having it air on cable television. So if Hulu wants to compete with Netflix, they're doing a really bad fucking job.
Well, I don't get it because they did amazing with Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, but the book itself is mature. And also the author came in to be consulted a lot. So Margaret Atwood had a lot of consultation. Whereas I also looked up articles about Brian Vaughan and how he felt about the Runaways.
Ooh,
and it was so political. Or I don't know. I can't speak for him. Maybe he really does feel like it's doing a good job.
What was he saying?
He said, oh, the writers are doing a good job, and they had me as a consultant for a little bit, but I'm mostly, he's like, I'm mostly the executive producer, and I didn't really, I let them do their thing. And he was like, oh, I really liked how they added their own thing, which was the whole Amy thing, I'm assuming. I was so disappointed. I was like, Brian Vaughan. I mean, of course he can't shit on it. He's getting money for it.
Yeah.
Like
royalties.
Yeah.
He's not gonna.
He has his name on it. Yeah, and it's not even his baby anymore.
Yeah.
He started it, but it's not really his passion project. And I also looked up, there's articles where Saga, Fiona, and Brian
Fiona
were
Staples?
they were like, no movie. Which I was like, oh, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah. Cause
so don't ruin it.
Yeah.
Because look what happened with what was that, Valerian? The one with that movie didn't turn out so well. Well, mostly because of the bad acting as well, but...
Well, like you said, Hollywood does fuck shit up.
Yeah.
But when it's Hulu and Netflix... I was also watching, Miranda Sings, the YouTuber? How she had her... Losers? Loser?
It was a... Yeah.
Shut up, loser, haters. Oh, haters back off.
Yeah, that one.
And then, so, I was watching her YouTube video where she was talking about her experience working with Netflix. And she said that, she had a really good experience working with Netflix. And that they were really cooperative and they were really encouraging about her creative, vision. I think that's, as much as I'm terrified of Netflix, I think that's the good way to go. And I don't know, I'm sure Hulu hired these certain directors, and some of the directors were the same directors as the OC, as we can obviously see.
And I think it's also because they're trying to aim toward that same demographic.
Yeah. The
preteen, teens, angst. Lots of angst.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like, oh man, I'm shitting on it, but I'm not their target audience.
Yeah.
So fine. If you like the show, good for you.
Really good for you.
Yeah.
Props to you to be able to sit through it and watch it and not cringe like we did and scream. We screamed a lot yesterday watching it. These characters that I loved from the comics, the people who don't know the comics, they're seeing these guys for the first time as these iterations, and it's like, no, they're better.
Yeah.
I swear.
All the theme and the point of the stories is just lost. But I mean...
crusty man on the bed. I don't know who he is.
And then, what, the mom crawling in naked, and a light shining.
On his, yoo-hoo, just shining through the
on his
sheets.
little diddle.
Stop.
Oh, and like the mom like pulling out her thong.
Oh yeah, like let me just pull out my thong.
Let me just thought it up real quick.
Like here in this classy ass restaurant for this waitress to see.
It was so.
A lot of the choices they make are very like, why?
There's no setup.
Yeah.
And then the payoff isn't a payoff. It's just
a letdown.
Yeah.
All right.
True that.
Next.
Oh, and also the shots. Like, remember like that one when Nico's dad was like going off. They do a lot of these shots where like it looks like they're going one way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but on the street, right? Or something
Yeah.
like that. He like walked this way, but then it looked like he walked all
He
the
walked
way
to the
across
left,
or something.
He was like 10 yards away already.
Like the shots as well need help.
It's. I mean, I feel so almost elitist for
commenting on
it, but it's so bad that I can't even get
not
into
notice it, you know?
the actual content. It's like when you study film and then you can't watch movies anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's bad.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
Yeah.
It's just hard. The setup of the scene is bad. The costume design is bad. There's no point.
Well, no, I
Color
saw a gift set online of like there was an episode where they were all wearing like their comic outfits.
Oh, I saw
that, and I was like, oh, that's pretty epic. But
photo.
is there like a point to it?
No, there's of course not.
Oh wait, they do?
Like Caroline was wearing like a yellow tank top with like the star thing.
Oh.
Chase was wearing a trench coat with the goggles, and then
Those gloves.
The Fistigons.
the Fistigons.
Gross.
And then suddenly his dad is like his best friend.
Yeah.
Like, what changed?
I don't know.
There was, again, no setup to that.
I mean, he should have bonded over the failure and then working together through it because the dad kept failing over and over again. And
but
then
they
he
didn't
sees
show,
a
there was no
reflection.
connection.
No, there's nothing.
Nothing at all.
It was weird.
Also,
Their
like,
bond, so.
it was also really weird, like, when he was, like, imagining the girl there, but there was no sense to that either. It was just
and
like,
we don't feel bad for him losing his mind.
Yeah, exactly. So
'Cause you
that's
don't
why I was
care
like,
about
that
him.
whole intro was pointless. Because
There was no point.
Like,
who the fuck cares, you know?
No
I
one
don't
gives
know
a fuck.
him.
Although, what did we say? I personally did enjoy that the woman was screaming for her life because that's actually the most realistic thing I've seen in 4 episodes.
Because we were talking about yesterday how in a lot of films, and we see this in Handmaid's Tale, which is amazing, but like where someone will suddenly have like a
like,
cloth shoved into their mouth,
And then suddenly with the cloth, they're like,
they can't talk. Like, suddenly their vocal cords are restricted. Yeah. It's like just spit out the cloth, dude. Yeah. So it was nice to see here that like she was still able to yell with the cloth.
that was very good.
At least they put reality into that
good
part.
That actress really, she
was very believable.
She needed her 2 seconds of fame.
She got it, like in that little like,
The director was like, scream for your life, and she fucking went for it.
Yeah.
We were talking about yesterday too how Chase was also like the more likable guys because he's the most realistic and like more.
Yeah.
Like,
is he likable in the books?
I think so. I thought he was.
I would say...
I mean, he wasn't the most likable.
He wasn't supposed to be. I would say the point of Chase in the books was, if I may spoilers alert, was that his character goes through a journey and it's very dark. One of the more darker journeys, if I may spoil again. But this is in the comics. Yeah. I don't know if this is going to happen in the show.
Because they're veered off, like, already.
Yeah, it's totally different. But, spoiler, Gert dies. But Chase and Gert get together. I'm sorry. But who knows? Who the fuck knows? I highly doubt they're not gonna go there because they have this cast and they have season 2 verified, and I'm pretty sure if she dies, it's gonna be in season 6. There's no way they're gonna kill her off, or they're gonna kill her off. She's gonna be brought back
because
again.
there's still so much to discover about her. Like we haven't learned anything about these characters.
Yeah,
does
like
Gert have powers?
It's just her bond with Old Lace.
Yeah, it's just
just
Lace.
the dinosaur.
Yeah, but she's the voice of reason in the comics. Oh. She's the sarcastic voice of reason. Not really. She doesn't really get upset. She doesn't really get mad. She's just like, oh, things are happening. Whatever. I don't fucking care. Like very apathetic. Mm-hmm. But it was cool. She was really cool.
I was also talking to Kenny about this. How like Chase is the one see the most growth out of like these past 4 episodes, because he showed growth in like when he rescued Carolina from those guys, and like
and he chose not to tell her.
Yeah, he chose not to tell her. He left the lacrosse team. You know?
He stood up for himself.
Yeah, stood up for himself.
And then he reverted back to like using his brain instead of brawn. So instead of working out, he's working on his gloves.
As opposed to everybody else, Nico's still the same of the, oh my god, my sister, what's going on?
Same with, I'm thirsty for Alex.
And thirsty for Alex.
And let us not forget the snowfall.
Like, snow is falling in the room, and she's looking at like a journal and not at the glowing staff that's in her hand.
And then she asks Alex, and they just mop up the office like nothing. There's no condensation or water left. And then Amanda's like, look, as Alex ran with the bucket.
The bucket's supposed to be full of water, and he's like running.
She's like, there's no splish splash.
There's no splashing anywhere. Like, you mean to tell me that within those, like, that 3-minute window of her mom trying to get into her office.
It wasn't even 3 minutes. It was like...
Well, our suspension of disbelief is already fucking broken. You could have just fucking reversed the spell, and the snow would have disappeared, and then it would have been the same goddamn fucking thing.
Been okay.
But anyway, back to Chase. I did want to. I forgot what I was gonna say about Chase was that he started off deadbeat. He started off kind of dumb, but all he really had was brute force. So he was kind of the brawn, not the brains.
But now it's flipped already.
Yeah, but in the comics, he doesn't really go after Carolina as much as they're making him do in the show.
Well, I think they're just trying to push it really quickly, is the thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a waste of time, because I don't really like how Gert is supposed to be feminist, but she's so obviously pining for Chase. I wish she was a lot more hard to get.
Yeah, or apathetic to the whole thing, like aloof to, you're interested?
Yeah.
I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah. Alright, you can fuck, I don't care. You know? But then when he does show interest in her, so in the comics she actually saves his life. And it's funny and it's cute, and he's like in her arms, and then his eyes are like open. He's like, "Oh my god, you're beautiful," and then she's like, "Shut the fuck up." It's really cute and funny, and then they fall in love, and then they date. But then something happens where Gert's insecurity does come out when she senses that Chase might not be completely faithful because he's this quote quote jock, and she's like chubby. She doesn't think she's as
desirable.
Attractive or desirable, but he's very faithful to her, and there's a miscommunication, which is her insecurity. That was really important. And then Chase and then when he does lose Gert, he like loses it. He like loses his mind. He goes on this really dark
path.
Yeah, dark journey. It gradually comes back. But in the show, he's likable.
He's definitely more likable than all the other characters.
Yeah.
All the other characters haven't shown.
Because you think he's hot?
Well, okay. The looks help. I'll admit the looks help. But, as opposed to everybody else, nobody else has showed any kind of, character thing or development.
Yeah, it's...
Carolina's just been like, oh, look, I can take off my bracelet and make cool colors. Whoa.
The part when she started taking off her cardigan.
Did you see the lights? No, you fucking dumbass.
And then Molly's just like, oh... I can lift toilets.
Okay, Molly, I can't get over her.
And the whole fact that, she's trying to act a lot younger than she looks is really throwing me off. It's
awkward.
Really off.
It's so daddy. It's so gross.
And then Alex is just like, oh yeah.
That's the thing. Alex is the nerdy leader, so they should have spent more time making him likable.
He's just there.
He's not.
He's just there.
He's so angsty, I think. Or they're making him too angsty.
He's Nico's little bitch.
He hasn't shown any sort of
after she
authority or anything towards the group.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that'll come later, but
no talent. There's no display.
He has really nothing to offer other than
intelligence.
Yeah, and R2D2 USBs.
Right? He hacks, right?
I know that shows up later.
The encrypted file. No, he's just supposed to be smart in general.
Gert's just kind of still figuring out lately she's just been hung up over Chase is all she's been doing. Oh, I want to tutor you. That's basically all she's been doing. And
then she tells Lace to sit down. And then we yelled when she barges in through the front door when old Lace is attacking
how
Molly.
did she know old Lace?
Yeah.
And she knew right away. She burst in through the door
and to stop.
Yeah,
there was no setup again. She could have. There could have been a shot of old Lace's silhouette coming from the window and Gert coming in and see oh my god, there's the dinosaur again. Let me stop it.
Yeah.
But no, she just barges in.
Yeah, it could have been a really tense moment, shit, Molly!
Yeah.
But no. And then also I was cracking up because just a couple scenes before their Google Hangout or whatever, Molly and Chase meet the dinosaur and they don't mention it at all.
Yeah.
You mean Gert and Chase? Molly and Chase.
Sorry, Gert and Chase. Yeah. They just conveniently forget.
But then Gert say? Like,
well, no, like Chase was about to acknowledge it. He was about to acknowledge it, and Gert thought he was about to say it to everybody, but Chase ended up saying something else.
Oh, right.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh yeah, she checked me out."
Yeah.
So stupid.
Smart choice of her, like.
It was.
And then Nico with her, what did you say? Fireworks hair.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, and then they were like holding hands or whatever, right?
Oh
to like
God,
to
so rough.
What is it? Turn in their parents.
Yeah.
And then like Alex magically turns up.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm here too." Like, wait, no.
Like she left before you, and you went to hang out with other people, but you got there at the same time.
So
and
bad.
yeah, Nico's character just hasn't shown any like.
When she was screaming, no!
Yeah, she called her dead sister. The scream was really weird, and then her mom like just drugs her and shuts the door, all like, "Ooh." Hey, the way she shut the door, and then she wakes up like, "Oh, I'm awake now, huh?" I'm not panicking over like the fact that
Wisey, enhance.
What's his name?
Enhance. Stop.
Enhance.
Wisey, turn off the voice. Oh no, she says, Wisey, show me my mom's office. And
I was
Wisey's
like, no.
I cannot do that. Wisey, turn your voice off. Show me the office.
Yeah.
and it does it anyways. I was like, what? I thought you couldn't.
There's no deliberation or choice or rules or consequence or storytelling. There's just no craft in this goddamn fucking dumbass show.
Which is why we switched to watching Black Mirror after.
Yes, because I needed sanity in my life and logic.
You guys should continue it though.
It hurts so much.
I can't watch
That's not
it.
even
I'm
like the
sorry.
worst part. You guys should watch like the later episodes. Because
What-
it only gets worse.
You know what I might do is I might binge it, a horrible binge, and then just talk about it as a group.
Yeah.
Because I can't fucking do it in one episode. It's so hurtful.
You should.
Well, no, because then we won't be able to. There's going to be so much bad shit piled up. We won't be able.
That's why we have to curate the shit pile.
You're right. You know what? You're right.
I am always goddamn right, Marvin.
When will I learn?
You won't. You didn't learn yesterday. Forced me to watch. We started with episode 3, and then Marvin forced us to watch episode 4.
I was like, let's just watch one more. It can't be that bad. And little
Marvin,
did I know.
you fucking
Diddle did I know.
diddle did you know that it's just bad. I have such low tolerance, but
I mean, at least we had Vaughn.
I want this to be sponsored by Bonchon Chicken. So Bonchon, if you're listening.
Ew. Okay.
Bonchon don't give a fuck.
We're
about
gonna
it.
scratch that out.
Mr. Liz, edit.
But
all
yeah,
right, so-
Black Mirror.
All right, I have so much to say about Black Mirror, but I wanted to hear your impression of it because I talked to Amanda a little bit about it after you left.
My
Yeah, so we
on the episode or like the series in general.
The episode. But let me set it up. So we watched Black Mirror season 4, episode 1. We watched the USS Callister, and this is coming from. I personally never watch Star Trek. I barely can stand Star Wars. I'm so sorry because everyone loves Star Wars.
You can't see me, but I'm giving her a dirty look.
Well, that's fine. I'm not a big sci-fi person in general. I'm very sorry about that. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, fucking love it. Can't do sci-fi. But Amanda is a Trekkie. She grew up a Trekkie. So we talked a little bit about it. I was really interested in Amanda's point of view and the little Easter eggs. I'm sure they did. But Marvin, what did you think about the USS Callister?
It was really cool. I've only been exposed to a couple Star Trek episodes. My roommate, Sam, he used to watch it.
He binge watched it.
He binge watched it. So
Didn't he?
when I was cooking, I would like glance over and it was really interesting. And then before that, my ex-girlfriend was a huge Trekkie. But I never really watched with her. I just knew of it, like a little bit of it. But I thought it was really cool. From what I've seen of Star Trek, it had a lot of the same, like, homages, like, like, all the random buttons. It was really funny when she was like, just press any button. They all do the same thing.
That was funny.
And I was like, that's how
so
it is, like,
good.
in the show. They all press, like, the same button.
Yeah.
And then the shot where, like, the ship is, like, shaking and they're just, like, dramatically moving. And, like, it was cool. It was dark. The episode consisted of like this guy, and he was very angsty, but he didn't show that angst in real life. Instead, he chose to express it through a digital gaming simulation where he had these people that he uploaded. I guess they've all done him wrong, and he was really petty about it too. One of them was just like, what were they? And it was like, one guy got the wrong sandwich.
Yeah. Dude,
The other one called him Stary.
the guy, the intern, right? It was really funny. I don't know if you caught it, but when Jimmy Simpson, the Walter character, right? Walter, right?
Yeah, Walter.
Walton. Fuck, I don't remember. Anyway, Jimmy Simpson. I love Jimmy Simpson, by the way. I will mention that over and over again. But he was saying how they got their DNA, or how Daly got their DNA, and the intern was like, I mean, he got it from the bathroom. And then Walton made like a dirty joke. He's like, oh yeah, your juice, or whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So it was insinuating that he like jerked off.
Yeah, he was like masturbating.
Ew, but then how did
scooped
he
up his
know?
sperm.
How did he know? Ew. Oh, because he's Stary.
Yeah, I mean, probably like heard something or followed him in there.
Yeah.
That's so, I thought that was hilarious.
Bro.
But the concept was really cool of like, you know, they have their own consciousness inside that. Like, it's still them, but it's not real them, but they still have their own like
Awareness.
Like, not
Awareness.
just their
Self-aware.
DNA.
yeah, it's
They're
like they're
sentient AI.
yeah, they're sentient. So they're aware that, you know, they are in it. They're aware that they were somewhere else before. So seeing the girl that we follow, I forgot her name, Nanette, seeing her like freak out over it and stuff, and everybody's just like, just calm down, like just go with it, and nothing was gonna go wrong. Of course she didn't, but you know, she was a badass and she broke.
Yeah. Funny you should say that about the sentient AI, because Jimmy Simpson plays someone in Westworld. I forgot his name already. William. Billy was the nickname, right?
Yeah,
or the
William
name
is-
he took in Westworld.
Yeah.
Which is about robots or AIs gaining sentient. So I thought that was very deliberate and very clever. And it was obviously shout out to Westworld. Also some not spoilers, some Easter eggs that we all kind of like discovered, or we all know about, even for people who don't watch Star Trek, is that aspect ratio in the beginning.
Yeah.
The cheesy colors and the cheesy one-liners. Apparently, everyone who wears red in Star Trek dies.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that until I looked it up.
Oh my god!
And
Wait,
then
who was
everyone
wearing red?
that's yellow.
Daily.
Not everyone, but most people that are yellow are like not human. So that's why the girl that was
blue
blue,
girl.
she's alien. And then like in the original Star Treks, like the Klingon that was on on the Next Generation, he wears yellow. Some robot in another series called Data, he wears yellow as well.
Oh,
No, that's Cyclops. I mean, not Cyclops, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
wait a minute.
Sorry, he's like Cyclops, but yes, he has something wrong with his eyes. But yeah,
LeVar
he wears
Burton.
yellow too.
Right? That was his name.
Does he wear yellow?
LeVar Burton was. Oh, it was LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Reading Rainbow.
Reading.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Kunta Kinte.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He wasn't in Roots, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Who was he in Roots?
He was Kunta Kinte.
He was?
Yes.
Wow. No way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to look that up later.
He's a fucking badass hero.
I didn't notice that was him, though.
It was him.
I have to look that up later. Ooh, wow. I did not know that.
Doesn't it blow your mind?
Yeah, it blows my mind. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, he's badass. He's such an icon.
Did you ever watch that? We had to watch that for like in
Roots?
8th grade.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Hoy's class. But
Oh, actually, Mr. Lopez's class.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was like this giant long series of like about
Slavery.
slavery.
And it was very controversial because no black actor wanted to be portrayed as a slave. And it was a long series. It was.
It took us like the whole year to watch it, and we didn't finish the whole thing. Remember?
I don't remember. I barely remember. But it was a huge move for him. And then I don't remember if he did Roots first and then Reading Rainbow. But obviously he really cares about education and representation. So yeah, that's why I love him. But
yeah, back to Black Mirror. Yeah, that episode was really cool.
dude, in Community, there's an episode where Troy, his hero is LeVar Burton. And then, this is a really funny episode. I wish you watched it, but there's a old guy in the friend group, and he's really rich, and he's a troll. So he wanted to be passive-aggressive, and he was faking his own death, and he was like, this is my will. So he hired LeVar Burton to meet Troy in Community, and Troy fucking lost it, and he's like screaming because he was like, I told you I only wanted a picture because he didn't want to meet his hero, and he was like screaming, you can't disappoint a picture.
Oh, so cute.
So LeVar Burton's like, hey man, wanna go get dinner? And then Troy's just like staring at him. And he like starts like blubbering and crying, and he like runs to the bathroom. And then they were eating a plate. LeVar Burton LeVar Burton takes his fork and he like takes a piece of salmon from Troy's plate and he eats it. He's like, more fish for Kunta.
Oh my God.
It was so cute. Highly recommend. And it's over. Anyway, Black Mirror. Oh yeah, other Easter eggs. Well, Shayna, the black girl, Shania, she was also wearing red.
Yeah.
At some point.
Well, she did die, technically. She got turned into, like, spoilers.
I guess that's just the only...
And she's, like, her costume was tribute to that
to
black
the other...
woman. Like, the only black woman
that
was the actress in Star Trek during that time. And it was, like, super controversial.
Yeah.
Know, so.
But, Asians don't exist.
I know. Well, no, there was, George Takei.
Yeah.
He was in the same series.
I meant in Black Mirror.
But, oh, yeah. That too. I forgot.
Westworld, Black Mirror, Game of Thrones, Asians, Mad Men.
There's probably Asians as Nightwalkers, so.
That's true.
You never know.
But then they're Nightwalkers. They're not Asian. That's something okay, so that's the thing I forgot to mention about Runaways was something that I can appreciate is that there is an Asian, or there are Asians in a teenage dumbass show. Which is a norm that Asians don't get to see. They don't get to be represented as.
Another thing about that is that, like, the Asian dad is portrayed as, not just to me, but sexy, which is normally, because, he's having that affair with Carolina's mom, and, he was shown as a sex symbol, which usually doesn't happen with Asians.
He was not shown as a sex symbol.
Was.
I guess he was, they were trying to. And Marvin got the idea, but I guess other people...
No!
Yes.
No, alright, no. He was
on.
not shown as a sex
He was shown
symbol.
as desirable.
Okay,
right?
not a sex symbol, but...
No, yeah,
maybe
not
just
a sex...
deceive, like the other way around. Like, you know how you think, like, Chase is sexy or whatever, right? But then, I think the Asian dad is supposed to portray, like, someone that deceives someone, right?
No, I think the Asian dad is supposed to look like a straightforward, loving father/husband, but is not, because he's a cheater. But I guess, that means that he is desirable to someone outside of his marriage. And I get that the wife tried to be sexy and take her panties off. But they did not, I don't think they did it well. It was fucking dumb.
That was really awkward.
Usually when that happens, you try to sex up the character, and then she takes her panties off.
But she just did it.
She just
went for it. She owned it. Not really owned it, but she just tried. She tried.
She's just emotionless.
Yeah.
Let me just slip off my panties. Here you go. Pops it on the table.
Alright, Marvin, you can think he's a sex symbol. But that shit ain't sexy. That's a susu.
Yeah.
Not a schleicher.
He's just an uncle. Uncle to us.
Yeah. Oh, I mentioned this to Amanda, that after the cast goes into the wormhole, it becomes J.J. Abrams' Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yeah, I know.
With the lens flare.
All the lens flares that like super like overexposed.
You can see the contrast, right?
Yeah.
From like the beginning and then to the end.
Yeah.
The style.
Even though like the shots were similar too.
Yeah,
like,
the pan and the
and like they
and the
did like
heroic
the close
pan,
up. Yeah, that was really cool.
the color grade. I thought that was cool.
That was cool. I was like, oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Really good nods. Oh, and then so the system, Infinity, right? They call it Infinity. It's similar to other episodes, but you haven't seen them. So there's a episode called Crocodile that's in this series.
Which one is that one again?
It's in season 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
So
Does that one also have infinity in it?
they use a thing that you put on their temple. It's called the recall system. So keep an eye out for that. Also, the pizza guy, the company that he delivers pizza for is called Fences. And then there's a self-driving car pizza delivery in Crocodile, and the company is Fences.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure they're insinuating that USS Callister in that universe, it happens first.
Yeah.
And then the technology advanced for Crocodile.
Mm.
That's cool.
Yeah. Also, of course, San Junipero, which you have seen. They use the little temple node. But what I enjoy about USS Callister and San Junipero is that, I mean, USS Callister does insinuate that, man, technology is bad or it could be used badly, but in San Junipero it was nice breath of fresh air because it was used as therapy.
Yeah.
So it was regulated and it was used for the elderly, which is something that I agree with because I feel like video games can help with dementia and Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Because, like, people, like, there's, like, the study of, like, nuns who grow, like, to be 100 years old and they play Sudoku. They, like,
awesome.
they use their brains. Yeah. It's so, I think, like, when you're playing a shooter game or you're playing an MMO, it does engage your brain. And I feel like for older people, it's really healthy for them to engage their brain. So that was really cool. Oh, Scalane and Rannoch, the planets. Those are the names of 2 characters from White Bear. The couple.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's another episode. Right?
The other episode of Black Mirror. They're just the one where the woman, she wakes up. She doesn't remember where she is. Yeah.
Oh.
Either, I think she's Scalane. Her name is Scalane. Or Rannoch. I don't remember which. But that was a cool little Easter egg. Also, I haven't watched White Christmas, but I know that USS Callister is very similar to White Christmas, where there's sentient AI, but they're actually just code.
Is that a previous episode too?
I think that's also in White Bear. It's also in season 1 or 2, I don't remember.
I never know the titles of these episodes.
Yeah.
I don't know what White
I think
Christmas
John
is.
Hamm is in it, I don't remember.
Well, maybe I didn't watch that one.
I didn't watch
I
that one
recognize
either.
the title, but maybe I didn't watch it. But I don't know. Or maybe I did.
Again, super unqualified. That's me. But whatever.
Yeah.
Here we are. We're good at talking, so. Or are we? I don't know. Also, there's actually a game developer named Robert Daly.
Oh, really? What?
Also, I saw Charlie Booker, who wrote episodes of Black Mirror, was also a game writer, too.
Oh,
so you
previously?
Yeah, previously.
Oh,
she has experience.
Yeah.
that's cool.
So there's a lot of cool little notes. Aaron Paul is a voice at the end. Gamer691.
Who's Aaron Paul?
He's a Jesse in Breaking Bad.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, is that him?
It was
That's
him.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
Oh.
weird.
That is weird. I would have never noticed it, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's his voice.
Someone joked that he quit his life of drugs and crime to play video games.
I think I've heard of that, actually.
Really?
Or, like, I saw it online or something. Like, people were joking about that.
Oh.
Yeah, overall, good start to the fourth season.
Yeah.
So.
And I personally don't always like every episode
Of Black Mirror.
of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Like I said before.
They hit and miss.
Yeah. Like I said before, I hated Nosedive. I didn't like Archangel, which is the next.
I heard it wasn't, like, you told me it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
My other friend was like,
Yeah.
like, you can go into episode 3. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Did you watch it?
Not Archangel. I haven't seen that one.
Oh. And I saw Hang the DJ, and I personally didn't like Hang the DJ that much. Which is the episode 4 of season 4. But I know a lot of people really liked it. It's just not something I subjectively liked that much.
Sorry.
I love that one.
To me, the hard hitters are San Junipero, Shut Up and Dance, and White Bear. I'm still not sure about Crocodile. I think Crocodile is also quite dark and pretty good, but I think Shut Up and Dance does certain things better.
Should watch it.
I will. Eventually, I'll get to it.
That's, like, one of the episodes I, like, truly remember because of, like, how fucked up it is.
Yeah.
And how it
so
leaves you,
fucked
like,
up.
kind of messed up, too. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, shit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
something's...
Like, you don't know how to feel. It's very Black Mirror at its best.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Yeah.
like, I
like,
am so emotionally abused right now.
yeah, and it's, like, exactly how they want you to leave off the episode.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's very bad because it's very, like, now, you
Yeah.
know? Like, in the present kind of thing.
And if you have...
No future technology kind of shit.
Yeah.
The only future technology is cell phones. So,
I know, honestly.
And, yeah.
Like, as I'm on
computers.
mine right now.
It's fucking awful, but
Yeah.
that's why I like it.
yeah.
When I have some time away.
Yeah, like, take a break. Maybe I'll get back to it, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take it in.
Yeah. So, diddle me this, guys. I got some stuff to ask your thoughts on. So I think, I was looking up a lot of stuff. There's a couple articles on, like, vulture.com, was watching a lot of, like, YouTube breakdowns and stuff. But something that I think that not too many people address is like, the clear misogyny in the episode, which I thought was done really well. And a lot of it is from Daly himself, because he doesn't take women very seriously. Mm-hmm. And then gaming in general, I think that's reflected in gaming in general, which is why I really like that Charlie Booker was, like, a game writer, because it's so prevalent in gaming community, in the gaming community in general, in Hollywood in general, in entertainment in general. And it's very interesting because Daly isn't sexually attractive, or he's not a sex god. Mm-hmm. He's the quote-quote nice guy, quote-quote neckbeard, milady type kind of dude. He considers himself a white knight. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But then how he treats women is so derogatory. Yeah.
The kissing, especially. Kiss me.
Yeah.
Voorhees a college.
Voorhees the Jolly. Yeah, really stroking his ego in that little simulation.
Also, Booker, that's why he chose a woman coder. Yeah. Because women in coding, women in engineering, they're not represented either. And they're usually...
But they're up and coming now. So.
Yeah. And they're either over-sexified, like they're a sexy hacker, or they're nerdy and they're sexless.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's no in between. And she was both. Yeah. Which was nice to see.
And she was a leader. She had leadership qualities. Mm-hmm.
Which is in the end, she does become the leader, which was also really cool. Like, it was like, oh, she just takes control. Yeah. Oh, I see you.
Can you lean forward?
But it's like she's like so opposite of like Daly, of how he is as a leader, you know? She's just like, I don't know, just get the fuck out of here, you know? Yeah.
And she doesn't make them really call her captain.
Yeah, she's like, can you not?
Like, I have a name. Yeah. My eyes are up here.
Which is great. I love that. And their costumes at the end was just like fully covered.
Cool. Yeah. And they have their penis
generals.
Back. Vagina.
Yeah, that was
looking
really
at each other.
That line. What was it like? Stealing
my fucking pussy. Wait, stealing my pussy is the red fucking line.
That was probably like the worst
most
line.
Cheesy. So
but it's
cheesy.
fine. Whatever.
It worked.
But it's in the universe.
Yeah.
It wasn't out of the ordinary. Yeah. It was a cute tongue-in-cheek.
It was funny because like she was not part of that universe, but the way she said it. Yeah. Yeah. It was really funny.
It was ridiculous. Also, I was talking to Amanda about this, but you know fanfiction. So you know the trope Mary Sue.
I don't actually.
Oh my god. It's because you only read yaoi, don't you?
No, I don't.
Penny nod. I was kidding.
I do not.
You only read yaoi. Okay, so Mary Sue is the trope it started in fanfiction, and interestingly enough, it started in a Trekkie fanfiction in the 70s. When fanfiction was published in zines. So people had to like purchase zines to read fanfiction. Instead of like now when everything's online and for free. Damn. And content created.
Yeah. They don't have to be, like, certified to be published.
Yeah. It's like people who, like, have to go into stores to buy their porn. Yeah, they're really embarrassed. But this woman, she wrote this fan fiction, but it was a parody of all the bad fan fiction she's seen. And it was, the main character's name was Mary Sue. And she was inserted into the Star Trek universe. And it's basically, like, a really bad fanfic writer who inserts themselves as the OC, the original character. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then everyone falls in love with her. It's like 50 Shades of Grey to Twilight. Oh. You know what I mean? It's like inserting yourself into the universe, everyone falls in love with you, but you're virtuous, and you're also the smartest one there. But you're not super sexy, you're just kind of like the girl next door. Yeah. But everyone loves you. Yeah.
Or is everyone going to love you?
Yeah. So I thought it was hilarious that's this girl, she saw it and she was like, yeah, I was just thinking about all the patterns of bad fanfiction and I love patterns, and so I saw this and I wrote this really bad fanfic, and it's fucking hilarious. Let me pull it up. And now it's kind of like a literary trope. Not just fanfiction.
I know I've heard it before, but not for fanfic.
I mean, so it's Mary Sue, and then the guy version is Gary Stu.
Yeah, that's what you told me yesterday. That part at the end, when he was, like, threatening his crew, and he's like, I'm gonna keep you guys in tiny little jars, or whatever, I was like, damn! This guy's crazy!
Such a tiny little man.
I know. So small.
The first 4 lines are like, gee, golly, gosh, glory. Like, gee, golly, gosh, glory, thought Mary Sue as she stepped on the bridge. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, awful. It's such bad writing, but it's so funny.
That drawing, though, damn.
I know, ugly ass drawing. Yeah, so it was kind of, I really liked that someone made that connection because it's such a millennial thing. It's like it's not something that adults or like the older generation would make a connection to, which is why I didn't like Nosedive, because it's that old
technology is taking over the thing.
The old theory that
like it's a trope that we've all seen before.
Yeah.
I thought it was nicely done, actually.
I didn't think it was good. it was like, oh, social media is bad for us. It's ruining our children, you know, wake up sheeple kind of thing. That's why I keep like going back to Community, because there's an episode in Community where they make fun of the whole rating system, and it's called Meow Meow Beans. It's really funny. So you have to like get like enough Meow Meow Beans to like reach to like a different level. But for Nosedive, it's taken so seriously, and it's not I didn't think it was a good argument or a good, I don't know, conversation about social media, whereas a comedy is like something that makes you think because you're laughing at it and then you're like, oh, this is kind of
like, well, yeah, because it's like a serious thing now.
Yeah, because after I watched it, I like stepped away from my phone for like a day, but
like people are constantly going for likes.
Yeah,
and it's not like, oh, I'm gonna get a like from like posting a picture of a city, you know?
Yeah.
Like they want more likes more than anything, right? Yeah. So
it's very, I guess that's just my own personal subjectiveness, because like I always like lose faith in humanity when people are doing it unironically and they don't understand that social media is fucking fake. Yeah. Like I get when people are like, oh my god, like this girl looks so happy and like, no. Like she's traveling so much, she must love her life. I'm like, dude, the more you post on social media, it means the more they hate their actual life.
Yeah. Like, or the more like fake it is. Right?
Yeah. It's just a front because they're obviously not
you posted things that they want you to see.
Yeah. If you don't know that, then you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, like, I see what your point is, because, like, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, it can be funny.
Yeah.
But, like, there's so many people in the world that are, like, it's not funny. It's, like my life, you know? Like, people have it as a job now.
Yeah,
They're, like, public figures on Instagram as a job, which is ridiculous. I don't even understand how that works, but okay.
Yeah. There's a whole market.
Yeah.
Did you see there's a machine now in Russia where you can pay to get likes on Instagram and followers.
A machine?
Yeah. It's like a kiosk.
What the hell?
In the mall. I don't know if it's real, but I saw it and I was like, that's pretty funny.
What? Alright, let me look this up.
How much?
$200
fucking
like
shickle. I don't know.
I know, right? Whatever it's called. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How can they make a machine? It's just like an automated machine. Oh, so it's like,
right? It's like likes. Bots.
Yeah.
Then.
It's like what?
Bots. Then.
Yeah.
So it'll create fake accounts.
That's so stupid. Why do you need a whole kiosk or a machine for that? You have a computer, right? Like, I'm sure people know how to hack that
People
system.
just like, yeah.
Yeah. They know how to like change that shit on the page.
Yeah.
Let's see. Russian.
Let me look this
likes machine. You can buy Instagram likes from a Russian vending machine.
What, is it like a gachapon sort of thing? Like you put in a quarter, out comes like a little follower.
$1.75. 100 rubles.
100 rubles. 100 rubles.
Let me smash some pots.
Damn, Russia. Shit. Don't you need like fire? Why do you need Instagram?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Damn, like, isn't Putin fucking shit up there?
Well, he's gaining likes.
He's letting his people know his ways.
His ways through social.
Oh, so you just enter in your account?
Yeah.
I guess so. Oh my gosh! 200 likes are 100 rubles, less than $2.
Why?
What do you mean why? You know why? People need that shit. If there's a market for it, that means there's a demand.
That's true.
That's really sad.
That is sad. It's weird.
Yeah.
The new age of capitalism. Plus, like, the more likes you go on to, or the more likes you get, the more exposed you are. Like, on the search, right?
On the Explore tab.
Oh, okay.
And then people get sponsored, people get ads, people get money. And then they go on to different platforms like Twitter and YouTube.
But, like, people can, I'm sure, like, the engineers can tell if they're, like, robots, right? Like, if the users that like...
Well, I mean, it's the count, and then actual people see that this person's popular. So then they buy into it. Yeah.
Damn, that's dumb.
Black Mirror.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
I mean...
Nosedive.
It is. Well, yeah. The thing about Nosedive, I don't know. I guess because I know all this stuff, so when I saw it, I was like, this is stupid.
It's like
Tell me something new.
True.
Yeah.
True. It's already been discussed.
Yeah.
Right?
And then tell me something new in a better format, because I don't give a shit about this girl, and I don't give a shit about anyone in this universe or anyone in this episode.
Yeah, watching it, I'll admit, like, I wasn't rooting for the girl.
No.
Yeah, I saw her and I was like, oh, you make shitty
She's
choices.
pathetic. Yeah.
You were mean to your brother. I hope you, fail. And she did.
Yeah.
And it was satisfying to watch, actually, to watch her fail.
You thought it was satisfying. I thought it was a waste of my time. Anyway, so back to the Mary Sue thing. I think it's interesting because I was thinking, and then on the drive here, I was thinking about Sims. Because it's basically...
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, what if your Sims are sentient?
Exactly.
What if your Animal Crossing people are sentient?
Exactly. And then they talk shit. It's like Toy Story, Wreck-It Ralph, Sims. And
that's
like,
why in Animal Crossing, they always give you those, like, shady looks.
Yeah.
And they're always like, what do you want?
Yeah. The thing about The Sims is, like, The Sims have a life when you're outside of the game, too.
I know, because, like, it's in real time, so...
Like,
what
the townies get married, they have babies, the babies
so
grow up, they move out, people move in, people switch out of the neighborhood. It's insane.
That's crazy.
But
did you guys ever play it?
I
loved
obsessively.
Back in middle school and high school, I was obsessed with, or I loved Herbs was my favorite one. It was like Sims in the City. God, I loved that one.
What's it called?
It was called Herbs, like urban.
Herbs.
Like herbs.
Oh, Sim Herbs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I really liked Sims University, but that was before I went
The
to
college
university.
one?
Yeah.
That sounds like something you would like.
I also really
ratchet.
I really liked finding out ways to kill them.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Damn,
I thought everyone
God or the devil.
0 to 100.
Everyone did that? I thought everyone did that.
Who said that?
I know.
I just tried to make money and buy a nice house. I didn't kill anybody.
You're alone.
I just wanted a nice house. I was like...
I will admit I did torture my Sims a little bit.
Oh, shit! You know, never rub Liz the wrong way.
I don't know about that.
Okay, but the thing...
That's kind of crazy.
Wait, really?
Going on.
So many people did that.
Going all falsetto.
Well, okay, but the thing that I thought was weird was when people try to mimic their real life in Sims. Like, when they made themselves, and they made, like, oh, I made my boyfriend in The Sims, and we're dating. That freaked me out. I would never... I made characters, and I
just
never...
make up, though.
Yeah, it was all, like... It was all play.
Did you make up your own character?
What do you mean? Like, I customized the character to make it clothes look nice, but I didn't make it, like...
Not you.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that when I found out people did that, that freaked me the fuck out. Also, when I would see people make celebrity Sims and then put it up for download.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the customized mods, and then they would play the celebrities, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I've seen those before, too.
Yeah.
I didn't even know people did that. Wow.
Yeah, I was deep into, like, Sims. I was like, I really liked modding it. But what I did like about it was the architecture. So that was pretty nerdy. I really liked when people made their own houses, and then they made these items, and it's not like you can do anything with the items, but they made, like, the interior look really pretty.
That was me.
Yeah.
I was all about interior design.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what all my relationships were like shit. As long as my house looked nice, I was fine.
Yeah, that was the fun part.
Was this, you guys played on the computer?
Mm-hmm. I played on the PC.
Did you know they have an Animal Crossing game just for interior design?
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
I think I
it's
heard
amazing.
about it.
On the phone?
No, it's on the DS. But it's amazing.
That's so funny.
That's really cute.
My cousin has
actually.
it, and I'm like, I want to play it so bad.
Oh.
Interesting.
All you do is design other people's homes, and I'm like, oh.
That's really fun. It would stress me out, though.
I know.
Because I'd be like, oh, it looks like fucking shit.
I used to, like, what's that? Restaurant City? Was it Restaurant City? No, Restaurant... I don't know, on Facebook or whatever. And, like, my dad and I, like, used to be, like, so crazy about it. Like, we would plan our shit out. Like, my dad would be like, okay, draw out the grid. Like, how many squares and, like, lengthwise and widthwise. And, like, we would go nuts. He's like, okay, I'm feeling like Asian now. Can you
Oh
do, like,
my god!
like, can you do like a Chinese restaurant? I'm like, okay, I got you. And like, oh god.
Oh, is that like Cafe Story or?
It's like on the phone. Yeah, with
that, like...
Cafe Story, but it was restaurant.
Just get that man Sims.
No. We'll go crazy for it. I can't.
Over.
Yeah, we were like obsessed with it, and like we would save money just to like get not real money, just Restaurant City money, just to like get the exclusive stuff and stuff.
That's very cute.
Yeah, we were very into
I did not bond
with
my parents over anything that I enjoyed.
It's probably it's that and Star Trek.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah. Yeah, I moved on, so...
Come back to it like years later.
I know, probably. I'm bored. Yeah.
Just get him Sims.
Oh, God.
Later. When he retires or something.
Probably.
For his brain, for his brain.
Yeah,
sure.
Work out the brain.
Yeah.
Right? For gaming.
Yeah, because then you have to figure out the PC, and then you have to update the PC, you gotta download. It makes you think. Problem solving.
Anyway.
Yeah, so that was the thing about self-insertion into your own fantasy and how dark that shit is and how twisted it is.
It's kind of scary because it's kind of you can see that happening too because like gaming is being so developed, it's getting so high tech now that like all you need is your brain to like run a whole nother life, right?
And now the
virtually
VR is becoming a thing, so like pretty soon this could help you.
Soon we're gonna have to have this conversation in which do we want the AI to be sentient, and then is that unethical?
Yeah.
Because if they pass the Turing test, then is it consensual that they're in the game? Because that was the problem. I know there were some comments when they were defending Daly a little bit by saying he didn't hurt anyone, that those people are just code, and then it's just a video game. However, he did take the DNA without their consent.
Yeah.
And they're,
And he knows fundamentally he's doing something wrong, because he's doing it in a sneaky way.
Yeah.
And, like, just the fact that they're sentient, it's like, all that goes with all, like, moral code, psychology, like, anything with, anything that's sentient.
Anything that's aware, self-aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was when I, like, lost it.
As long as it has, like, a mind, and, like, if you're harming it, then I kind of feel it.
Did you guys see that article of, like, there was an engineer who had found a way to control, like, these beetles?
Oh, no.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
It was, like, there was a scientist who, he implanted, like, a microchip that hardwires the motor skills of beetles. So what it does is the machine in them, it coerces them to make these movements based on this controller.
That is so like Rick and Morty.
And
oh my god. Like Pickle Rick.
And the article was saying like, oh yeah, like, this could be used for like, research and stuff, but then it's like, all the discussion was, why not just use a drone then and stuff? Why do you have to use,
why
like,
do you have to insert into
like,
the beetles?
And like in the video it showed like, oh yeah, and like you could see here that the beetle is resisting, but it eventually, does what the thing is commanding it.
That's terrible.
So then it's like, well, if it's resisting, that means like it doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
why force it?
Yeah.
I mean, just because it's an insect, it is cruel.
Yeah, right. It's still an animal.
So that was a really controversial thing I saw.
That's crazy.
Scary.
It's getting there. We're getting there. All right. So let's switch it up a little bit. So I'll tell you my theory and what happened to Walton, or Daly. What happened to Daly and what happened to Walton. So Walton didn't come back after the wormhole.
He did.
No, that was the other guy, the other white guy who was the villain, called Valdak.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was him.
Because he was in the brig.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I insinuated from that was, what I got from that was, Walton was burning for forever, right? Because he couldn't die. Or he was burning without dying, but then when they passed through the wormhole, he died. He died, yeah. So that means that because Daly doesn't have the DNA, he can't bring them back, so they can't respawn. So they die.
I actually thought that was him too, coming through the door. I thought that was him.
No, it wasn't.
Because like he said, like no one can die, right, in that world or in that universe.
Well, he said, you die if I tell you if I make it that you died. So what happened was that he killed Tommy.
Yeah.
But then when the Indian guy, I forgot his name,
Dudani
said, well, when we float out, we'll just be floating, we won't be dead.
Yeah.
But that's because Daily
didn't
deliberately
choose.
Didn't deliberately choose for them to die.
Yeah.
But since they're now without, like, their rogue code is deleted, that means that if they crash, they would die. That's what I got from that. After the wormhole. After they went through the wormhole.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they're in the cloud.
Like a soul
Yeah.
person that's...
Because there's no one saying, like, respawn or start
Yeah.
over or re-cloning
That's true.
them. Yeah. So that's very interesting. I thought that was interesting that no one really addressed yet. Because I was like, what about Jimmy Simpson? No one gives a shit about him. He sacrificed himself for you. There's no moment of silence. Like,
wait, so what you're saying is that when he got burned, he's still there.
Yeah,
right?
that's what he said.
But then, like, after the wormhole, he just got deleted off, just like what Daily did, right? Or he got deleted off.
I don't
say.
The thing is,
we don't
I
know.
Oh,
because it just ends with all the lights shutting down.
Well, yeah, well, that's why that's what I thought, because they said
it got deleted, right?
Once you get the wormhole, like if yours doesn't get updated, your whatever system, Infinity, whatever, is not usable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has to go through the update.
The thing is that I'm a little bit unsure about is that he didn't clone himself.
Yeah.
It's not a clone of himself.
It's him. It was his consciousness.
It's his
brain.
Yeah.
So, to me, the ending that I got was that he was stuck there until his body deteriorates and dies.
Yeah, that's what I meant too.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Not that he got deleted.
I thought that, like, his consciousness got deleted with the game, so like now he's just an empty shell.
Yeah.
Like
the system deleted off his
like his
code.
Yeah, his mental coding.
Right, yeah.
So now what's left is just the empty vessel that's rotting in the chair.
I thought it was a little bit more darker, but I'm probably wrong. But I wish it was a bit darker.
You always tend to go dark.
Yeah, where his consciousness was stuck there screaming while his body
it
rotted around him.
I mean, the consciousness might be stuck in that realm because it's not the updated version, right? So it's not usable anymore. So it could be stuck there.
Yeah.
And then no one can go back to it because he's stuck. Like, he's the sole user of it, right? So
So the thing is, no one would discover his body until after Christmas. Mm-hmm. And then, so...
Oh, yeah, because it's after Christmas Eve. Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why even Shayna, she set it up. She was like, we have 14 days to recover. Or something like that. So that's the foreshadowing of he's going to be stuck there dying slowly for 14 days without food or water or drink.
That's crazy.
I like the dark shit.
Wow. That's so dark. That's good, though.
I guess the other thing was, there was a YouTube video, which I'll credit at the end. It's called Harry's Moving Castle.
Oh!
Yeah, but it's really good. It's a really good, dissection YouTube channel. I find it cool. But he said something about how, Daly's lazy, and he doesn't want to socialize or fix his real life because he could easily just live out whatever he wants in this virtual reality. But I personally thought Daly was a lot more sympathetic, whereas he just wasn't happy with his life. I wouldn't call it lazy.
He's just very passive.
Yeah.
I think he just doesn't know how to interact with people, like, as how the other characters have, like, they're so sociable, and like maybe he's just not sociable.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that they're not making it easier for him.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's obvious that he's evil. you know, that he has dark urges.
I mean, like, he even tried with, like, that vanilla latte thing.
Yeah.
Like, he was just saying, like, oh, can I have one? Because, like, he's, like, the CTO or something like that, right? And, like, no one cares to make anything for him. Yeah. Except Nanette. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
He had a chance. That's the thing. I guess that was his chance.
His chance, but he ruined it.
Yeah. He chose to just be a fucking creeper.
I still can't believe he, like, put Nanette in there because
she was like, oh, I don't like him.
Yeah. Just that. Like, oh, that's it?
I mean, it's been even less.
Like, she still even helped him, Or, like, she still even, like, tried to, like, get to know him, or, like, she even said, like, she liked his code. I don't know. Like, it's just, she could have said something else to make him, like...
To trigger him?
Yeah, to trigger him and get mad over that, you know? Not just because saying, like, oh, it's professional. But, I mean, I guess that shows, like, how ridiculous he is, but...
Yeah, because he did it over the wrong sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there was another article I was reading where someone was like, oh, I wonder if taking away their genitalia was the easy way out for Black Mirror to not insinuate that he rapes them or that they rape each other. Because it's the wholesome universe. You know, he forces them to kiss him, but they're like, there's no tongue. So it like, is that a way for Black Mirror to dissuade the fear of rape? But in my opinion, rape isn't always about sex.
It's just violation of, like, it's just violation of somebody's comfort, right? Like, you know, unconsented actions.
Yeah, and domination.
Yeah.
Whereas he took their DNA, I think that's rape in itself without consent.
Violation.
Yeah. But I thought taking away their genitalia was way worse or way creepier.
Yeah.
Than leaving
it's like you're stripping them away of, like, who they are. And
as a human. Yeah. Can't poop.
Yeah.
I know, she was like, I miss the feeling of taking a shit.
Yeah.
I would miss that.
Yeah. I thought, for some reason, I guess because our culture is very desensitized, for some reason that was even creepier.
Yeah.
Than keeping them as sex slaves or whatever. Mm-hmm. Because that's what I don't know if you guys have watched Ex Machina.
Yes, I have.
But that was my problem with that, because I wish that it was not as cliche where the guy was making these high-tech robots to be his sex slaves, or, you know, making the perfect woman for himself. Like a fetish. It was his fetish.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, God, like, that's so fucking, like, predictable.
Yeah.
But, I mean, people loved it. And it wasn't only about the fetish. There were other things. Like, yeah. But I thought that was so predictable. So that's another thing that I really liked about Black Mirror. About USS Callister.
So.
It's also like people who marry furniture.
Oh yeah, I saw that. There was like an article of like someone married.
They have a romantic relationship with furniture.
There's also people who have romantic relationships with their cars.
Oh, weird.
Oh, cars. I've heard of cars.
They consummate with like the exhaust pipe, and that doesn't always work out so well. So there's some articles of, you know, things flying.
Ow.
Fluids flying. Ooh.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
People are weird.
I mean, whoever's listening to this.
I mean, if you do,
it's fine. It's just not what we're used to.
Not what we're used to, you know.
I don't
furniture.
I've
never heard of furniture.
That's weird. Yeah. It was a joke on 30 Rock, but then it wasn't.
and then it wasn't.
Ooh.
See, that's how everything starts. Like, at first it was a joke, and then it wasn't.
You thought.
Or it seems ridiculous, but then it's actually...
But then it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, real life is sometimes more ridiculous than fiction.
Ooh.
I feel like that was another addition to Daly and how he saw himself. If he was, like, physically raping someone, he can't see himself as the good guy or the hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because they said, like, having sex is not Starfleet protocol or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so he still had, like, some...
So he had, like,
sort
some...
of morale.
Yeah, exactly. Following Starfleet command.
And then you don't see it on the show.
You see stuff.
And Star Trek?
Patrick Stewart got friendly with some...
It's like, they have, it's, like, implied.
Yeah,
it's not
but they don't
like,
show
they
it
don't
explicitly.
go, like, all Game of Thrones and all that.
Yeah.
It's just very...
They cut
like,
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, fade out.
Mm-hmm. No, not even.
Oh.
It's just very, like, very conservative. So,
I see.
I mean, back then, I think, like, later, I think it's still very, like, conservative. Like, not very... You don't see them, like, stripping off clothes or something like that.
But again, because, I mean, it was aired on TV.
Yeah.
Stupid. I mean, there's also the argument that, he's torturing people. He's torturing them.
Mm-hmm.
As he went on, I feel like he probably would have eventually resorted to rape.
Raping them. Yeah.
Because he had to set the consequences and the rules. And he obviously enjoyed humiliating them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that power trip. Like when he took off the girl's face. That was a power trip.
Ooh, that was insane. That was crazy. And then making Jimmy Simpson his footstool.
Oh, that was degrading. That was really degrading.
It was so hard to watch.
Yeah.
Especially when you saw he was a jerk. Yeah.
But that's interesting, though, how we felt for him.
Yeah.
Like, even though he was a jerk in real life, we felt sorry for him.
So he's such a good actor.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I wanted to talk about incels. I don't know if you guys have heard of incels and chads. It's like this term on Reddit, and it's It's very interesting. I haven't fully looked into it because it's a very dark place. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard of the red pill.
Matrix?
Like the Matrix?
A little bit. Yeah, it's
okay.
it's based off the Matrix. It's like take the red pill or blue pill, right? But the red pill was a subreddit, and it was really dark. It was about men who they're like men teaching other men how to trick women into sleeping with them. Yeah. And it's not like about relationships. It's about like having game, but really scary. There's like books.
Okay, having game.
Yeah, having game. And like, do you have game points? Like women aren't people anymore. And then so incels, it's kind of like based off that. And I know the subreddit on Reddit, I think it was banned. It might not be banned. Incels in general are ridiculed, but they think that they are the shit. And it's such a weird phenomenon. It's such a millennial phenomenon because incel means involuntary celibate. So it's men who can't get laid, but they trick themselves into thinking they choose not to get laid.
I could see all the fedora people behind the screen.
Exactly. And it's crazy because at first it's a joke, but then
but then it's not.
But then it's not because they talk about, oh yeah, rape that bitch, but raping her would be too good for her because you'd be giving her your glorious dick.
Oh my god.
You know, it's that kind of mentality, which is
very ego.
Ridiculous.
What?
Oh, that's so
weird.
It's a lot to
think
know.
about.
I'm so sorry for...
I feel like it's so much work to think through.
I know.
It is.
It's like, oh wait, if I give it to her, then she's gonna like it, so I shouldn't give it to her. But...
What kind of mindset is that?
It's a twisted, fucking ridiculous mindset. And a lot of it is guys who are in basements, they have nothing else to do. They don't have to, they're not forced to interact with society. So most of them a lot of them are gamers. You know, and they're on the internet all the time.
Yeah.
They don't have, like, a touch on reality. Mm-hmm. Like, everything's a joke, everything's a troll. Contrasting, incels are chads, which are the embodiment of sex, like, the guy who can get girls, but he's like a brainless jock. Yeah, chad. They call them chads. Isn't that weird?
So it's the guys that
who do get it,
but they're dumb, and then, the girls are dumb for falling for a chad. Oh, you're such a fucking chad. Yeah. It's weird. It's so weird.
That's such a, weird way of getting a power trip. I know, it's weird.
Oh, that's so, ooh, I feel like I need a shower now. That's really weird.
Yeah, it's really disgusting. But the thing is, when you're a girl and you're online and you're a gamer, this is your reality. This is something I'm now new to, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
Imagine encountering somebody like that. Oof.
I mean,
what do you can say to that?
We probably know someone.
Know. Yeah.
I'm not gonna name him, but we know someone who is definitely along that line of thinking. Ugh. So it's not as crazy as you would think. Like, that's how fucked that side of society is. It is the sad, but the reason why I even looked into it was sad because it was a reality
podcast.
It's sad, but it's a reality.
No, it's like you think it's a joke, but it's not.
Yeah. Surprise!
At first it was a joke, but
it wasn't.
Surprise! Comedy is dark.
Yeah.
Sorry to... Yeah. I'm sorry.
Is this how we're gonna end it?
No. How about we end it?
A dark ending?
Let's end it with your favorite moments of the episode. How about that? I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I think my favorite part was probably the reactions that Nanette gave when she first landed. When she went into the land, or she teleported or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then they
Are you
would say
serious?
oh, a naked lady, and she's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? This is what the storyline is about. It's pretty funny. I don't know. I think that said a lot with my reactions when I watched Star Trek when I was little, because I would be like, this is so unbelievable. Why am I watching this, Dad? You know, how can you watch this? They're not even shooting at each other. They're not even hitting each other. How is it even realistic? So I thought that was really funny.
Again, Jimmy Simpson. Every time he was on screen, I loved him.
His timing was really good.
He was so good when he was slapping his pubic area, and there was nothing there, and he was like, "This is a wholesome universe."
When the nut slapped him, oh my.
Oh yeah, oh my fuck.
Oh my.
That was another of my favorites.
That was adorable.
Yeah. I think that was my favorite. The oh my fuck was really funny.
The part where, like, Valdec, right? Was, like, reciting his...
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like,
I'm gonna kill.
Yeah! That was really funny. Yeah. So, very, very well.
Oh, and it was that part where, like, he was just like, you can kill me now. Like, it's over, right?
Oh,
you
yeah.
Kill me.
Aww,
he's like, end it.
Yeah.
Like, end it. Do it. Pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Oh, the other part I loved was when Jimmy Simpson sees Jillian from marketing.
Oh!
And she's like, the big monster, and she's like moving her arms.
Oh, yeah.
And they're talking.
Like, how you doing?
You know, it's alright.
Like, how's it over here? Oh, well, you know.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I thought it was so
Just another day at work.
cute. I know. It's like The Office, but awful.
Yeah. It's really cute. I
I
love, like, how they chose that name, too. Like, Jillian. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's always, like, an office name that you hear.
Look,
Or, like,
Jillian, I need these papers.
Yeah, like...
Yeah. Jillian from HR.
Yeah. Such a typical, like, business name that you hear.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
I really liked it when I was hollering at you guys when Shayna, like, when she was turned into the monster and she bumped her head.
Yeah, she
She's
didn't
like,
know. That was good.
She was like, well, she wasn't even, like, bothered. She was just like,
Oh,
it was my time.
Yeah. That's what was cool about those characters. They were kind of just like,
Yeah.
like, we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
It's funny and sad.
Yeah.
It's a joke, but
But it's not. Yeah.
any other favorite moments?
I don't know, just when he died. Like, when he got what was coming to him, I was like, cool. Cool.
Yeah, the ending was a nice touch. That whole, like, J.J. Abrams tribute and everything. Like what we mentioned earlier. It was good.
I kept asking Liz, like, is this a good ending? Like, please let it be a good ending.
I know! I was
Please.
like, just watch!
Because I know Black Mirror, and it's like, ooh, the shitty ending. Like that one video game episode with the bad ending.
Playtest.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
That one was sad. It was a stupid,
It's like, just call your mom.
yeah. I know.
But yeah.
Why did he have to call his mom again?
It never really clarified as to why.
Like, it seemed like it was so urgent to call his mom.
That was another thing that was left unanswered, I think.
Or his
in
mom
that
was
episode.
calling him?
I
The mom
think
kept
she was just
calling.
looking for him.
Oh, okay.
And he was avoiding her.
Oh,
and
right,
he wasn't
right.
being a quote, he wasn't being a good son or whatever.
Well, I mean,
And
Mr.
then-
Chance now.
Well, but then she ended up killing him.
I mean, but that was his fault. for
Yeah,
turning
it was
on the
his
phone.
But I told you why, spoilers, right? Sorry,
Yeah.
spoilers for playtest. But I told you why I was done with the show
Yeah.
before the twist even started.
Because it was such a stupid...
Because he brought his phone with him,
Yeah.
and they were like,
No phones.
no phones, and then he turned it off, and they didn't confiscate it. And
Yeah,
so,
they should have taken it away.
yeah, logically, you just confiscate the phone because it's high-tech, super secretive technology.
Yeah.
So he's just taking pics, and there's a security camera,
Yeah,
and
it's
no
weird.
one's monitoring it.
Weird.
So no one's fucking sees him taking pictures of the fucking technology.
Yeah.
Then what's the what? What? It was just a plot hole, just to move the plot along.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is bullshit. I don't want to watch the rest of this fucking episode. This is a waste of my fucking time.
Yeah.
It's just a character. Everyone's just dumb in this universe then. Sorry, I just got so mad.
Maybe everyone is dumb in this universe.
Yeah. Then I don't need to watch it. This doesn't
You don't
matter.
deserve my glorious
Yeah.
life.
Ew, let's not go there. Let's not do that. That's
My
even
dick
wrong.
is so
Far
large.
That's even so weird to do ironically. Like,
Isn't it? It's so fucked up.
Well, alright. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for
Stop.
like, comment, subscribe, and we'll put the description to our next video link down below.
Ew, gross.
Bye.
See ya.
Buy some likes on Russia.
Okay.
Can I fly to Russia and buy some likes?
Buy some likes for $2. $2.
300, was it? Rubles?
Yeah.
100 rubles? Something rubles.
200 rubles. There you go.
200 rubles.
200
Alright,
rubles. Well,
Anyway, thanks for listening.
Thanks,
sorry
guys.
shit got dark, but
That's Diddle Me This.
yeah.
you thought it was a joke, but it wasn't.
Alright, bye.
Bye.